Gamers, welcome back. Today I'm going to review Star Wars Battlefront from EA. So what is Battlefront? Battlefront is a first-person or third-person shooter that is based on Star Wars and is created by DICE, who use the Frostbite engine. If you know about the Frostbite engine and you know about Star Wars, then you know that this game is going to look absolutely amazing. I'm going to mix up the cons and pros about this game a bit. The first thing about this game is that it doesn't have a single player in the game. So if you're looking for a single player game from this game, you're not going to find it. It's a multiplayer game. It has survival modes that you can do, or you can play with a partner and friend, but overall it is a multiplayer shooter, so it doesn't have the single player, and that's one of the content it lacks in the game. But what it lacks in the game, it does make up for the fun of the multiplayer modes. The first thing I'm going to really get into is that the graphics in this game is absolutely phenomenal. You don't even have to pay close attention to the details to notice that this game is beautiful. If you take a look at the animations and some of the things that occur in the game, for example, if your character runs across snow, you'll notice footprints. If you run across the magma or the ashes of Solus, the planet Solus, you'll notice that the armors get black. If you run across the trees in Endor, you'll brush aside bushes. These are just some of the examples of details in this game that you'll notice if you pay close attention to it, because the details are amazing. Not only is the graphics beautiful for this game, but you'll notice there's a lot of justice done for the Star Wars universe in this game in terms of the sound effects, the music, the voiceover work, and everything else. So if you're a huge Star Wars fan, you're gonna love this. Now, most of the gameplay is done in first person or third person, your choice. The game itself is a battle between the Imperials and the Rebel forces, if you don't know anything about Star Wars. I want to also answer some confusion to people that are out there who are posting up stuff like there's only 4 maps in the game. There's not actually 4 maps in the game. There are 4 worlds in the game. There are 4 maps for the Supremacy mode and the AT Walker mode, but there's actually 9 other maps that takes place on those 4 planets that are also very different. If you want to see more of the maps, I'll definitely post it up for you guys on the other clips. As for the planets themselves, the 4 planets is Endor, which is a lavish green forest planet. You have Hoth, which is the icy planet. You have Tatooine, the desert planet, and Solus, which is the volcanic planet. Now, all the planets I played on in this game is really nicely done and detailed. I love the weather effects on the planets and the skybox in the game. However, I'm gonna have to say that Endor takes the cake because it's very, very detailed. If you look around Endor, you'll know what I'm talking about. As far as the maps go in the game, I've played all of them and I pretty much enjoyed all of them. The maps in the games are really well done. They had people go out and do a lot of research for the map to recreate the Star Wars universe map, and so a lot of attention and detail was put into this. So the maps were really well done in this game. Now, there are 9 game modes available in the game right now. Some of them have a little twist to them, but most of them you probably played from other shooters before if you are a shooter fan or you played shooters. You have Supremacy mode, which is very similar to the Conquest mode from Battlefield. You have Walker Assault, which is 2 walkers going down towards the Rebel base to destroy them. You have Fighter Squadron, which is the dogfighting mode with all the air vehicles in the game fighting each other and destroying the transport. You have Blast, which is Team Deathmatch. You have Cargo, which is like Capture the Flag. Drop Zone, which is control points, where these pods drop from the sky and you have to control the points and then you'll get items out of that. You have Droid Run, where 3 droids are running around. You have to capture all 3 of them to win the match, so you're always constantly running between each one. You have Hero Hunt, where one person plays as the hero and the other characters have to hunt them down. Whoever kills the hero gets to be the next hero. And then you have Hero versus Villains, where of course the name implies it's heroes of the Star Wars universe versus the villains. As far as that goes, the available heroes in the game so far is Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, and Han Solo. The villains is going to be Palpatine, the Darth Vader, and also Boba Fett. So those are the available heroes you get to play as right now. They all have their own unique traits and abilities for them. Now, some of you guys are wondering how the gameplay is. If you haven't played the beta, the gameplay is completely changed from the original Battlefront. It stays true to it a bit, but it's more streamlined. A lot of things were changed around. The vehicles are now power-ups in the game, along with heroes, and certain items such as turrets and droids are also power-ups. The health is now health regeneration over time that you see in many games out there. And also the other things is that there isn't any classes to pick anymore in the game, but rather you pick your items from loadouts. The loadouts are in the form of a card. You can pick grenades, you can pick extra guns, and you can also pick kill streak perk. And this adds a bit of customizable options for your character instead of just having a class. Personally, I do like this ability to customize your own character. Some people do like this type of option, some people don't. You know, it really depends on preference, but overall it's a cool preference because it adds customizable options for you as a player. Now, there are a good amount of items you can choose from in the game right now. It seems like they're fairly balanced out, but overall there's also blasters in the game. Most of the game's combat revolve around blasters. If you don't know what blasters are, it's a fictional weapon in Star Wars universe. Now, as far as it goes, I've unlocked most of the blasters in the game so far. I've used them. Most of the blasters have their strengths and weaknesses, so it's very unique. Some of them have longer range, some of them have stronger power, some of them have better accuracy, some of them have more recoil, you name it. So they do have their strengths and weaknesses. So the blasters that you will like in this game really depends on you. There's even a blaster that shoots like a shotgun, and of course one like a sniper rifle that you'll unlock later on. The ammo system in the game is basically a cooldown reload. There's no ammo to collect. You reload and you're going to see a reticle. If you miss the yellow marks, it's going to take a while to reload, but if you hit the yellow mark, it's going to reload instantly. To stop you from abusing the system, the yellow spots get smaller or harder to hit. The other cool thing about the unlocks is that there's also skin unlocks for the alien races in the game. However, they're unlocked at rank 40. I think that the ranks in this game goes up to about rank 50, so it's going to be a lot of grinding. Most of the game grinding comes from XP that you've earned in the game. There's going to be objective you can do, and then you can earn XP for it. But mainly, you want to finish your objective. You can buy out, change objective. And the other thing is that when you finish a match in the game, you'll be rated on how you did, the awards you earned, the kills, etc. And that pretty much gives you points at the end of the round, which you can spend on the unlocks you earn at certain ranks. There's also a series of emotes you can use in the game. No one really uses them, but I use them just for the hell of it. One of my favorite emote is definitely the Ion Shock. As far as the vehicle control goes for the game, the ATTs are on rails, but you can control the guns, and the guns feel perfectly fine with it. And the ATST walkers are pretty okay. It feels fine on that also. The bike's on indoors. If you drive it correctly, you won't hit a tree. The flight combat in the game is a little different. If you've ever played a game called Elite Dangerous, they changed the flight control to feel like that game. So a lot of people were really good at flying in this game, and I'm really good at flying in this game also because I have experience with Elite Dangerous. So it's very similar to that game. Snow speeders and also the A-wings, you'll notice the difference in them immediately. They all have their turns and also their different evasive maneuvers you can do with the F1 to F4 keys. They aren't too hard to do, which is to avoid missiles, and they also have their own abilities that you can use, which revolves around either sensor jamming, speeding up, or shields. All of them, of course, have blaster cannons on them. Some of them have torpedoes, others don't. There's also air hero units in the game, which is only available in the squadron gameplay. There's the Slave One and the Millennium Falcon. As far as I like to review the balance issues in the game so far, I don't know what's imbalanced and really balanced in the game because it's going to take hours to really know the balance issues in the game. But as far as I know, it's decently balanced in terms of the gameplay. I noticed that the Millennium Falcon can be a little bit overpowered in the game so far, if you see my other clip that I just posted. But I'll definitely bring up the balance issues about the game in another video once I play a couple hundred games and reach max rank. As far as the server goes right now, so far it's still working, so that's a good thing. Also, the anti-cheat system in the game is doing its job. I'm seeing people getting kicked left and right that are trying to attempt to cheat in the game. That's a good sign also. Don't know how long that's gonna last because they'll try to find a way, but I hope that DICE will stay on top of their game on the anti-cheat system. So far, it's been going great. As far as I know, guys, the game is solid. It sounds great. It looks great. Star Wars fan dreams. If you're a huge Star Wars fan, you're going to love this game. The thing about this game is that the only con I have is that due to the lack of content, it's a multiplayer-only game for $60. The only thing I'm afraid of is that this game might end up like Titanfall, where if people leave, there's going to be no players, or how long it's going to entertain players. So hopefully, they can keep it up with the content of the game, because content is really important for these type of games. If you release more content, you're going to keep a game alive for a very long time, and it really depends on the people. So we'll have to see what's going to happen to the game in the future, but hopefully it doesn't end up like Titanfall. And the other thing I have to say about the game is that it's a really fun game to play. It was fun for me, it's fun for my friends, it's been fun for a lot of people I've talked to. The only thing about this is that if you are a original Battlefront 1 and 2 player and you're looking for the exact same thing as Battlefront 1 and 2, it's not going to be the same thing. It's not going to happen. You have your nostalgic glasses on, things change. You're not going to like this game, most likely. Or if you're looking for a single player experience, you're not going to like this game either. You might want to check out this game, guys. You know, check out the game, play it for yourself. Origin does have a return policy. You can actually buy the game and return it after playing it for so many days, and they do offer that. So give it a try, watch some more videos, watch some more reviews and gameplay, and see if it's your kind of thing, because that's pretty much the gameplay. It's a multiplayer shooting game. So feel free to leave some comment on the bottom about the game if you've played it or experienced the game yourself. I like to read what your opinion is about the game, because what I write in my reviews is just some of my perspective on the game, but I like to see your perspective also. It opens my mind a bit. If you hate it or like the game, hey, feel free to leave a comment. Thanks for watching, guys, and game on.
There is no defense.
You'll never turn me to the dark side.
I can help you reach your full potential.